Hi, my name is Sophia. I'm a rising senior at Pomona College. I study cognitive science and CS, and although I haven't taken a lot of theory or history courses at Pomona in music, I've spent a lot of time playing with friends, playing individually, and music has been a huge part of my college experience, and also my experience growing up ever since I started playing at the age of 5.5. And I actually see my piano training really come into play in my professional life as well. So, in college, there are many classes in which you have to make big presentations. And I think that growing up as a pianist has actually really helped me be a presenter and a speaker. And this is because I think when you're doing a presentation or when you're playing piano in front of someone, it's all a performance. And so as someone who has been playing in recitals just continually since I was really young, I've gotten used to the panic that sometimes happens in the middle of a performance when you mess up. So, when you're making a presentation, there's so many things that you're trying to balance. Like, what do I say? What gestures do I want to have? At what point do I want to, encourage people to ask questions? At what point do I want to, make some sort of gesture or, all these different things you want to balance. And that actually has a lot of parallels with piano performing as well. So even though you practice so much, there's so many things that you have to figure out in the moment. As a live performer, you're not just spitting out the things that you've been practicing for months and months. You're actually engaging with the audience. You're engaging with the performing space. So if you feel that this space has a lot of resonance, maybe you change the way that you pedal. If you feel that that somehow the articulation that you're playing on the current instrument isn't what you want, you need to change that in the moment. And so, in the same way that I've had to balance a lot of different things when I'm making a presentation in school, I have to balance a lot of thoughts when I'm playing piano. And another thing that piano has taught me is how to recover from a big mistake. So there are often times where, regardless of how much I practice, I get to a certain technical section and panic and slip up. And in those moments, even if it's in the smallest performance or a really, really big competition, it's so important to know how to recover. And in that moment, there's no one else there around you to help coach you out of that mistake. There's no one around you to tell you, oh, don't worry about it, just keep going. You're your own coach in that moment. So I think in practicing piano, I've taught myself how to really, really quickly get over the little setbacks that I encounter in any sort of presentation. And so in piano, what I try to do is, obviously, I practice technically a lot to really minimize the chances of those mistakes. But when I make a mistake, I often remind myself of the overarching picture and kind of image and musical idea that I want to convey. I really think about the overall line and the phrase and direction of the music, and how that small slip up is just a small technical error. And if I just keep thinking about the bigger message that I want to convey, and if I just push myself forward and really consider the overall message of the music, then I'm less focused on the moment of panic that I experienced when I messed up. And I think that's really relevant in the presentations I make in school or for work. I think the training that I've had in piano allows me to focus on the big picture. It allows me to focus on the most important message that I want to convey. And so thus I'm able to remove myself from the panic of the small technical error, focus on the big message, and kind of make tiny adjustments to convey that instead. Growing up, there are lots of moments where playing piano was really hard. Preparing for competitions was really frustrating. Preparing recordings for college portfolio was really hard. But I think through it all, I've developed a discipline that really translates to other things that I work on. And I've developed a resilience for making mistakes, really getting over it quickly, and still being able to deliver the message that I really, really care about.